For sure, it's live. Okay, it's live.
Host, the presenter, and so Article 13 is of a lot of importance to me, and I've realised that over the last few weeks when I heard about
gang in
the
Uganda.
approaching sort of votes on it and exactly what it entails. And so that's why I'm here to chair things with yourself and talk to these wonderful people to my right.
Oh, they're in.
Julia,
Okay.
what about yourself? Do you want to do a brief introduction to
They're in Germany right now.
everybody at home?
Yeah, sorry, I'm out
Oh
of
my
breath.
God.
I kind of dashed out for a cable, so this is all still very analog here.
I saw
I'm a
it.
member of the European Parliament for the Pirate Party. I've been elected for Germany, and so the Pirate Party is kind of focused on all kinds of digital issues. So we've been fighting against upload filters from the start, and really glad to be here.
And we're going to hear more about those upload filters in a bit, but now, who are you, Timo? What are you doing here?
Yes, I'm Timo. I'm also an MEP. I arrived 2.5 years ago, so I'm quite new here. As Julia, I'm one of the youngest MEPs here. I think the youngest.
Which means, for the record?
This means, for me, it's 33. So and I think the youngest member is 29. So there's
so I
a
could
lot
be the
to
youngest
do.
member.
Yes, you could.
So could I.
Yeah. So elections are in May
young.
26. So it's time to run, and you can start your campaign right now. Yeah, and I'm also working on the copyright file, and of course I'm really concerned about introducing upload filters, and I'm happy to be here, but yeah, let's see how good it is in the end.
Yes, we're definitely going to have some gaming going on. My name is Ponyhof. I've been doing this Twitch thing for 5 years now, so for me, this is an important topic too. I've not been paying all too much attention. I've been a bit sleeping on it, I gotta say. I've been informing myself even more in the past months, and now I'm scared. And now we're going to hear some hard facts pretty much over the day. Well, we're going to be playing some Mario Kart and see if actually people from the EU Parliament that you voted for pretty much are also able to play with a controller and game too, and not only talk about our future in the internet.
Well, I think maybe talking about the future of the internet is easier. But
at least we'll be good at one of the two, so it's a start.
Yeah, I mean, should we get everybody at home up to speed on exactly what Article 13? Because like
I've never been so happy hearing a UK accent before.
As I said in my introduction, this has crept up on me slightly. I heard about Article 13 quite some time ago, and you hear about the implications of it, which I'd love you guys to elaborate on, and you're like, yeah, there's no way this could happen. And then you hear about the effects it could have on people like myself or people doing productions like this, and it sounds, from my point of view, pretty terrible. So what exactly is Article 13? What repercussions could it have if we begin to discuss this?
Yeah, so essentially Article 13 is changing a very basic principle of how copyright law functions on the internet. I mean, you as a creator probably know if you upload something, you're responsible for making sure that it's legal.
Yes.
Article 13 would say actually the platform has to make sure that whatever people publish there is legal. So that would mean Twitch or YouTube or whatever platform people upload to would have to make sure that copyright infringement doesn't happen. And that is, of course, pretty much an impossible task to do, because how are you going to know what somebody is going to upload?
So you're just
in
gonna
addition, the text
prevent
which
it all.
is on the table and which was adopted, unfortunately, today in the jury committee is written in a very bad way. So Article 13 is really complicated, and yeah, I think the legislator messed up a little bit with this Article 13. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 4 pages long, the article itself, and there was actually a German lawyer who did a video about it, trying to explain it. The video is 50 minutes long, and people actually watched that. I mean, I thought that was quite impressive.
Yeah, indeed.
So this is pretty much what we have. We have Article 13, which is going to have something to do with the copyright law, with how the way we create content, how content is uploaded in the internet, and how the platforms are being held liable for the content that Paul and I, for example, create, or whoever your favorite creator on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
It's not only creators, though. It affects YouTube viewers. It could.
13. Every single platform has to take care that no one does or would do anything against the law, and then stop them from doing it.
Yeah, every platform which main purpose, or one of its main purposes, is to give access
you could get
to
blocked
large amount
from
of
watching
copyright protected work. And there are some exceptions for certain platforms.
Yeah,
like
Americans.
Wikipedia, for example, or Dropbox.
I know
but
you're
the
not
exceptions
EU,
are,
little W, but a lot of people are right now in chat, Europeans. Or non-American.
And we don't know what happens in the future. So there are exceptions for existing platforms, but we don't know which platforms will occur in the future. So this is also a big weakness of the way Article 13 is written.
Yeah, so basically, like, what happened was they came up with this super general law that says, like, oh, all these platforms are basically exploiting authors, and therefore we have to make them liable. And then, like, the people from Wikipedia were like, well, this would completely destroy Wikipedia. And so the solution was, okay, we'll write except Wikipedia. And then, like, eBay came and said, actually, people upload pictures to eBay. And they were like, well, we don't want to destroy eBay. And then they write another exception. Like, this is a terrible way to make laws.
Yeah, that's actually horrible.
So
what the
fuck?
fuck?
With making exceptions, where do we stop making exceptions, and who's pretty much big enough to be able to get an exception? And that's not the sense of a law for everyone, end of the day, that no one wants, as we have seen in Germany so far. So that's
I'm an exception.
We're going to have later questions from the chat too. We're going to have more about how Article 13 pretty much impacts Paula has a really interesting story about that later for some copyright strike on YouTube.
The biggest EU streamers.
All of that, we're going to pretty much test now who's going to be able to play some Mario Kart, who's able to use this Nintendo Switch controller, which I would not be able to show in the camera if we're talking about Article 13.
Well,
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. To put things into context, right, whilst we pick our characters, which, by the way, if you do need help doing that, guys, we'll guide you along. Like, for instance, what we're doing now, would we even be able to do this with the potential repercussions of Article 13?
I'm not sure if I already choose or not.
I don't know if I'm player one. This is really hard.
Well, I think...
Ponyhoff, are you player one?
I'm a player one.
Oh my god, I don't want to watch this fucking Mario Kart.
No, we're good. We're 4 players. We're gonna play the low speed.
That's good.
Yeah, let's take it easy. Yeah, but basically to answer your question, yes, these Nintendo characters are protected.
Yeah.
I mean, there are different types of protections, like you know, copyright law, design law, different things. So this is for copyright law, but that could include pictures, videos, gameplay, and it could also include basically characters from novels or even from...
If Nintendo is fine with anyone streaming their game, that wouldn't be affected by Article 13, right?
If he was trying to be Donkey Kong in the EU Parliament, that's not cool.
Why didn't you today? So
you know,
the problem is that Twitch can't make sure that we only play Mario Kart on stream and nothing else.
Run Article 13. Just get passing.
That's the problem.
We are not on the EU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Switzerland is like
faster, but it's
second Norway. It's also. I should have checked Switzerland on that site as well. I'm actually interested to know the prices in Switzerland.
okay, I take the.
But I want to move. I want to.
But I'll tell you that 90% of the people that play Mario Kart are probably going to say, "Wow, I get a flower on the back of my car. That's insane."
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of how.
I want to live somewhere warmer. I feel like.
Got an exclamation mark next to it. That's got to be good.
Have you guys played many video games?
I want to sit in my balcony and you know, chill a bit before streaming.
Technology and gaming, so to speak.
A little. But
not that of course, your expertise is elsewhere. I'm just curious out of interest, you know.
Yes, so I, in my younger ages, I played Anno 1602. So it's one of the.
You don't know, okay? You're not from Sweden. You don't fucking know, okay?
Oh, that's the German game.
Don't little W me.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I've mostly played Baldur's Gate.
Fucking not see the sun for 15 months.
But calmer things where you can hit pause all the time.
See,
So we'll see now with the Paula. Can you walk us
relax,
through the
Monka TOS, brother.
So controls is the right button.
Right?
Is A.
Yes.
A is A.
What the fuck is this Mario Kart for the Switch?
Good.
Why does it look so fucking shit?
So the skid button is top right. It's the right trigger.
Yeah.
What I call it.
And the left trigger is for items. So in the top left.
Oh my god.
The big one is for items. Are you first place?
Are you kidding me? This looks worse than the Wii one.
First place.
But I said beforehand, I'm very inconsistent with Mario Kart. It's definitely not a game I'd say.
I know this map, and I don't remember it looking this fucking pixelated.
Here or flew here, and the whole time you played Mario Kart on your Switch.
I definitely did. Well, there have been times where I've travelled playing this game.
It's port.
Right. So these bananas I'm just dropping off behind me, right?
720.
Exactly. The banana caused an accident.
Low bitrate. Actually worse than my stream. Holy shit.
Okay, good.
Why was I struck by lightning?
Because we were too good.
Right.
I feel I'm third. That's not good. Who's second? Who's
I feel like
so I gotta throw this green thing
if the
right
party
here?
members
No.
of the
Okay, good.
There's no danger in this.
of the pirate party and stuff would be pro players instead, or good gamers, more people would vote for them.
I can't even see you yet, so I think you've got a pretty good
I'm just
head start.
chasing Julia here and trying to throw my boomerang at her, and
What? No.
I've missed 3 times already.
You know,
I
someone
could
told
try
me when I
throwing
first...
this thing, but I
This is
don't
like when
know
I play
where
with
you are.
play with my
Mario
mom.
Kart, that I'd one day be playing in EU Parliament.
I wouldn't want to vote for that shit.
What's EU Parliament? But then again, I was 5 years old.
Right.
I would have been like, oh, that sounds cool. So it's pretty
Okay, you got
interesting.
me.
Where are we currently now in European Parliament? We're in like the canteen area.
This is like basically the Great Hall. You know,
Okay.
we have this TV set that's basically in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And this Parliament building is totally crazy. We do have like a fifth and a half floor, like in Hogwarts or something.
I saw you have like your own stores and everything. It's like a town in a town. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
so
Switzerland
we
is
never
expensive
have
as
to
fuck.
leave.
Liechtenstein
because
is
we never
unable
get
and
to
cheaper. In case you need
Like,
good temperatures,
literally,
just
I mean,
go to
work here and not
Yugoslavia.
leave
Lol.
God.
When we had the copyright
So we are-
negotiation, it was like 8:30 in the evening that we finished.
Maybe I pick up some more skiing instead. If I move there.
Second place.
Yeah, I get
It's a surprise.
I get
Secret
scared.
gamer over here.
Yeah, see, I just
Right.
got lost talking about copyright, and then I stopped paying attention.
So start
It's like-
streaming, yeah.
Not bad.
So I'm last place. It's because I picked the slowest character.
Yes, of
Sure.
course. That's the reason why.
It's
Or
like,
maybe you were
obviously.
trying to make us feel better.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
It's okay, it's okay.
Guys, something that I was curious about that I asked Julia about when we met her for the first time earlier today. TMO, you weren't there, but you can of course talk about it now. Is that how did Article 13 come about, and like why did this push for it start? Like whose idea was it?
I think it's unfortunately a German commissioner called Oettinger who introduced
Unfortunately.
it. So,
And what do they get? Looking people like him. What's the benefit for people that want?
Why is it
Article
always
13
you
just to
Germans
ask?
starting
We see the
shit, huh?
negative side, but just so that we understand the whole
Why?
argument. Who are the people that are benefiting from it, and why?
Yeah.
Why
mean,
can't you
one
just be
conservative
passive,
politician once
like
told
Sweden?
me, people won't care if they can't post on YouTube as long as they all get jobs in the music industry. Like, I think they just still live in the 1990s, where basically, like, I mean, there is a lot of music industry pressure behind this, and I think they just think that this is what people think is cool, and like, you know, they're just not in touch with what people do on the internet.
yeah. So they never used the platform. So I think Mr. Oettinger for himself wasn't aware that his speech he gave, one of the first speeches he gave as the commissioner, would appear on YouTube and would be watched thousands of times because of his English pronunciation, for example. And so I think they really do not know what happens to these platforms.
Wait,
and
what?
How many, especially young
So they
people
this whole
are
thing started because a
consuming,
German had a
content on these
funny English
platforms
accent
as
when he
normal as
proposed
they
this,
read
and that's
the
why people
newspaper in the
watched it.
morning or wait for the news show in the evening. So yeah, I think they really do not know it.
So it's pretty much that
God
Article
fucking
13
damn
is
it.
something that could be good for the music industry, but in consideration of the longer wave it throws, it's actually maybe good for one party, but like 10 other parties are sitting in the rain and just crying because Article 13 is not so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this kind of started because, you know, Google was developing Content ID, and the music industry was like, well, but we want Google to pay us more than just like the advertising revenue. And to a lot of politicians, basically, YouTube is just like, you know, a music streaming service, but to the people who actually use it, these platforms are much more diverse, and like a lot of people just upload stuff that they have created themselves, and not with the intention that they want to make money of it, or if they do, maybe by, you know, getting gigs, being invited to events and stuff like that. And to them, it's just like, you know, they know the television world.
I think we have one really good example from Pala for the whole upload filter thing.
I wonder though, when it comes to music,
to introduce an upload filter, who's then
will they really make more money if YouTube didn't give them advertisement money? If YouTube didn't exist, people would just download it then, right? I don't think it would make more money.
YouTube making content. And I have been through the copyright system. I had a copyright strike once. It was for showing the box for a video game the day before it had come out. Is that the type of thing that you could see being worked into a content ID system from Article 13?
The most deadliest gun in Uganda.
What are the sort of things that can happen if an article like this were passed in that sense, in terms of what's being uploaded and how is it being filtered?
I'm gonna go take a shower with 10 soldiers and get butt-fucked gashigasm.
Time to bring in super soldiers.
Seems good.
Like
good luck.
Basically, they're trying to look for things they recognize. But copyright law is complicated. Like, you probably had permission to show that thing. And like, if you're reviewing a game, you know, it's a quotation. It's actually legal to show some copyrighted content if you're talking about it and criticizing
Time to bring in
but
super
the filter
soldiers.
just sees, oh, there is like an image that's copyrighted, this needs to be blocked. So that's the kind of thing that would happen a lot more.
Yeah, at the time I think I got the game early. And I just wanted to show it, but because I knew I wouldn't be able to get away with showing the gameplay, so I thought, oh, maybe I could show the box. I don't know if I was wrong or right. I know from personal experience that these sorts of systems are very complex, and I feel like Article 13, again, from my own perspective, it's kind of. So when's this vote happening on it, and why are we talking about it now? It's in a few weeks, right?
Right. So we don't know the exact date, but it will probably be either in the last week of March or sometime in April.
How do you not know the exact
actually,
week? A few weeks away.
There has been a lot of attention to this, and people have started planning protests that are going to take place on the 23rd of March. There have already been some
T-Tours in the background.
So we are pretty confident the vote will be sometime after that major protest on the 23rd of March. But we don't know the exact date. But basically, it's going to be a really close vote. The parliament rejected this idea in the past. Then there were some changes introduced, and it was approved. And now we're just like a few weeks ahead of the final vote, and it really matters how every single member of parliament is going to vote. And so we're trying to get the word out and hopefully also get these protests to spread to other countries.
Which means it's not too late. So we
no,
pretty much
it's not too
have
late,
some time,
but it's almost too late. So we will have this vote in the end of March or in the beginning of April, and we will have one single vote whether we want to adopt changes from the members of the European Parliament to the text confirmed today in the Juri Committee. So if we lose this vote, there will only be another vote if we want to accept the text or not. And only if we win the very first vote, we will be able to present some changes, for example, to delete Article 13 and 11.
I mean, there are other things in the directive that are not so bad.
So
what's Article 11?
This is the count which is very important, and for that we need to convince as many members as possible. So we need a simple majority.
Link tags.
But it's hard to manage.
Yeah, but some members have already promised they will vote against. There's this website, pledge2019.eu, and there basically any member of parliament can say, I promise I will not adopt this directive with this Article 13 in it. But this has only been launched on Monday, so
no
it's
links,
really a new
chat.
thing, and now it's time to kind of call the MEPs and get them to sign this promise.
And what should be mentioned, is that there is no big tech company behind it, so they write it clearly on their page, because whenever there's protest on Article 13 and on upload filters, some colleagues tend to say these people are only against it because big US American companies said you have to be against it. So, and
that's complete nonsense. I mean, I think they cannot imagine that people actually care about the internet and the online platforms they use.
Like the people that are pretty much here tonight, right now, watching us talk about the whole topic. But tell us, apart from the protest, What could the viewers do like from home? Like some are underage maybe, or some are like not legal age. They might not be able to just travel through Germany to come to a protest. But what can they do from their home? How can they support the whole? We don't want Article 13. We don't want to lose Pala or Pony or any kind of content that is being blocked by.
potential.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's do that. But I can try to play and talk. But
Good luck.
I heard there's a paper in the internet.
right.
That's pretty popular.
I mean, there is a petition that was started on change.org. It's, I think, called Stop the Censorship Machine or something. But if you Google upload filters and change.org petition, you're going to find it. And it has almost 5 million signatures. I think
it's like 4.9 at the moment.
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
Right?
So it's like the biggest petition on an EU topic.
Fellow Norwegians, we are in the European Economic Area. We are better at following EU rules than actual
that
EU
means everyone that's
countries.
pretty
We
much
have
Russian
veto
right
right,
now,
but
and
we
I
never
think-
use
I think
it.
our-
If this
fifth out
passes,
of
we are
4
screwed
people.
too. Only Trump can save us.
These artificial
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, so if you like,
Yes,
if
Norway
you
isn't
are
really an option.
Unsure, you don't know how EU policy works. Like the least you can do is sign the petition.
Those
That's
6
really
donate
doesn't
5 and says
require-
Norway is part of the EEA and not EU. If Article 13 passes, it will most likely be implemented in Norway unless our government vetoes it. They never do. Our government
Let's
hates
rather
freedom.
deal with all you bots and cheaters in games. I'm sure Pani Hoff approves.
Elections, the age of 16, and I would wish more countries would follow this example because
Yeah,
it's
potentially
really
the UK, right?
Well,
That would be good.
What does
right
this
now the
start?
enemy of my enemy is
someone is trying to be rude to you.
Good.
is my co-worker.
Well,
Serifix, Transred, Cali Bruce, Scarman, Drew, Jurgensen Lol, and Ole Minorca with the 1 year. What a year to be alive. Thank you very much.
definitely, yeah.
So if your uncle knows the MEP guy from your country, and you go to your uncle and you tell him,
yeah, you should have a chat with him.
yeah,
That-
Toph
that
Slan
would be
streamed
great.
on his stream
I mean,
says,
you
this is
can
my
actually
point, they
call
are
them
streaming
for
from
free
inside the
through
European
this,
Parliament
Twitch
and they have a member of
2019
Pirate
website,
Party,
like,
they're speaking for us and playing Mario Kart. The voting members are seeing this and you have this joke of a politician to persuade them.
Scared to do that. I mean,
I mean, I don't think anyone will vote or not vote based on this. Anyone who votes will be read up on it and knows the consequences themselves. They don't have to listen to these guys to know.
I guess in a sense, guys, everybody at home, that's why we're
This is
here.
more like
It's
a
the-
reminder
these type of
probably,
things, politics
because
is
it's
up
coming up.
28, right? I've seen a lot of different things happening politically in my country.
If you want to see it that way.
Sometimes it can be hard to understand it all, even if you try to be...
I just wish that they would tell me what it would mean for Twitch specifically, Twitch streamers specifically, you know?
You can see
I hope they talk.
in politics or any sort of change in society or culture, and you can not really be concerned about it or
Nobody knows.
kind of
Yeah, but Twitch has to
understand it
have
completely.
something planned
And I feel
already,
like that's
you know?
happened in the
Okay,
European sense.
this shit
For me
passes,
with
let's
this,
assume it
like,
passes.
I heard about
What do we
it,
do
I
at
let it
Twitch
go under the
headquarters?
radar, and now it seems
What do
like
we
we're
do
at
with
the
the
point
European
where,
streamers, the
there's
European
gonna be this
audience?
vote in March, and
You know?
I think the last you told
It's
me
not
the
like
figure
they'll
earlier,
just
the last time this
try
was
and think
voted on,
something
the
after it passes. They will
majority
already have
of
prepared.
MEPs were voting in favour
It's
of
not
it.
going to be
Yeah, so
panic
the
basket
last vote
lasagna
on
in
Article
oven
13,
kind of
there
thing.
was
Yeah.
about a 70 vote difference out of 750 members.
Yeah, so it's close.
Basically, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
And actually, the last version of Article 13 was a little bit less extreme because it at least excluded the small platforms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we can win this vote, but it's really going to require people taking action, like organizing protests.
Do I have to vote for the first time in my life?
And I know it sounds
Not
almost
even
cheesy
vote.
to say that, but
Sign a
you
fucking
actually
petition.
count, you
Is
know?
that how I
Yeah,
start
to
my
do
political
something, that's
career?
what we're trying to kind of like
I think
get
so.
across here and ways you can get involved, and that if you
I
haven't
think
heard
so.
about it, maybe like
Time to bring
for instance,
in
myself,
super soldiers.
it is something that seems quite crucial and critical to all of the people involved, whether you're just watching or that you're on our side in terms of producing things.
Time
Yeah,
to
and
bring
I don't
in
want
super
people to feel
soldiers.
powerless about what happens in the EU. Like, actually, the European Parliament is there to represent you,
Yeah.
and I hope that basically, if all of you contact your members of Parliament, they will just listen to you. And in the past, they've sometimes done that.
Yeah.
Like, there was a big copyright protest on a similar issue in 2012, and the European Parliament
to
actually
bring in
voted the
super
thing down back
soldiers.
then, so.
Okay.
As we can see, history tells it is
Dark
possible.
Mems,
We're
Sir
also gonna
Tory
have the
Talk
last
with 1
1
year.
broadcast
Mr.
questions from
Destructive
chat
Clap,
later.
hey, fellow
So
Ponov
if
subs.
you have any
Thank
questions,
you for the
they're
1
actually
year.
being written
Face
down
Mask,
in the production.
Ulf and Correction and Conceited Catherine, thank you.
Article 13.
Gaben Don is doing it says, imagine listening to people who exaggerate stuff just for the sake of it. Read it yourself, it has no mandatory upload filter. Okay? It has no mandatory upload filters. That doesn't mean that the companies are not liable for the things being uploaded. Which means that they will just, instead of doing mandatory upload filter, because a mandatory upload filter doesn't really work with live streaming, they will just stop streamers from streaming altogether from the Europe. Right?
But I just think objectively, in that sense where I was from, Brexit didn't make sense. Article 13, it feels like if you're involved in this online community that we have,
mandatory upload filter only works on fucking YouTube.
And you have some power you
barely,
exercise over it.
not even on YouTube, honestly.
The ways that we've already discussed, and hopefully the rest of the information we give you over the last half of this show can help.
Of course,
you
it's
guys
not mandatory if it's pointless. An upload filter is pointless in any case, so they wouldn't make it mandatory.
Because we have Julia here, we have Timo here. They know everything pretty much about it. There's a whole blog with information. There's a whole Twitter with actual discussions in the internet going on about the whole article. And if you want to ask questions, just do it now. The production's writing it down. We're going to have them later to answer them here. And it's going to be interesting to see how good the people actually understood so far what we have brought to them. I think Julia's making it pretty good, Timo too, of what's going on, how the upload filters are going to pretty much influence our day-by-day life. I mean, simply like you go in the morning, you have your favorite Instagrammer, you just check some pictures and nothing is there.
That would be terrible.
Well, everything has to be a selfie with nothing in the background.
Yes.
Like a self-portrait, black and white. I'm thinking real dystopian here. You know, I'm getting into the fiction side of things.
I mean, I'm having a room at home, a studio.
Fuck Instagram.
That's actually great.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
there's
is certainly
some kind of
audience
demonstration here. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's somebody with an Article 13 stop sign.
Oh, were those people not set up by us?
No, that's
not by me.
Hey, we should get them on here, guys.
But you know, like probably people who were hearing about this on Twitter or something.
Yes. I'm working here. I like it.
Look at that.
See, and this is the little things you could do if you just ride with that sign to your school, high school, studies, wherever. It's the little things.
Anonymous
that matter.
Donus 3 says, Forsen, you're moving to NA? Fantastic, I can't
How
wait.
many people have been at the protest? I've just seen the pictures and it was like huge mass of people.
So
I'd rather
basically
wait.
what happened was when this agreement was reached between the parliament and the council in like secret negotiations in the evening, the people who made this petition were streaming outside of the room. So they were live on the internet and were basically interviewing the politicians as they were coming out. And this was hugely successful. And one Twitch creator actually saw this and was like, I'm doing a protest this Saturday in Cologne, you know, I don't care if anybody's gonna come. And 2,000 people showed up with like no preparation whatsoever. And then a week later they did it again and they about doubled the people who came. So I hope it's gonna like grow. And it's been a completely kind of spontaneous thing, and people were carrying signs saying, you know, I'm not a bot, because one of the German politicians, he basically said on Twitter, this must be a fake campaign by Google because all these emails I'm getting against Article 13 are from Gmail accounts. So
Because everyone has a fucking Gmail account in the current
I
year.
thought that was
There are more
hilarious.
demonstrations planned, so there's another one. It's the 3rd of March in
Are there
Poland.
somewhere gathered online where you can find a source with the demonstrations?
Yeah, so the organizers of this petition are kind of organizing the protest, and I think they have a Discord channel or something where if you want to organize a protest in your city, you can join that Discord and coordinate with them.
I'm born ready.
Okay.
So one question we have from the chat is,
More
what
Mario
does
Kart.
MEP actually mean?
Yes, my favorite.
Right.
Well, it sounds like a simple question, but as we have quite a lot of young viewers, so not only young viewers, people of my age and Paul's age, it's kind of like, what does that actually mean?
What is that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, we are directly elected for our country, so like Germans can vote for German MEPs.
Good to know.
So
Jedi Master Plum, Emir, Kimmit, Funky Monkey, Leverducky, Bella Sleeper, and Sport 25, thank you dudes.
Where did people exactly
212 Darkster Donus 5 says, did you forget the snooze because you almost lost?
Right, so
Maybe we will lose. I don't know, I have snooze right in.
And then,
in right now,
so
rather.
I was elected in 2015,
but I don't know, Kevin.
And I think Timo joined sort of halfway through.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
Satadons5 says, why are we watching ViewBotCon?
On the 26th of May.
I don't know. I was expecting a Twitch stream to talk about Twitch.
Like in Germany we vote on Sunday, but in some countries it's
specifically,
like
and I hope they will. Someone with a viewer question, hopefully.
And, so anybody who is European can vote, even if they live like in another European country. If they're, well, depending on the age, like in some countries it's from 16, in most of them it's from 18.
Yeah.
Nerdstone on the stream says, why is fucking Ponyoff on my stream, Forsen?
Who's which color? So I'm yellow.
I don't know, Kev, the best representative Germany has, apparently.
Easy to Oh shit, and then I ran into a palm tree, unfortunately.
I'm Donkey Kong, guys.
Bird of Paradise on his time says, the German Pirate Party had a seizure now. The left half is handicapped, but seriously, I'm sorry this affected you that much. I hope for you this will turn out well. I hope so too. I mean, I will always have options as one of the bigger European streamers. It's easier for me to save my ass than let's say a 300 viewer streamer, right? They don't have the options to move where the fuck they want.
It's an international word that's being used a lot.
Right. How did you both get into
politics? It's very hard for them to do that.
Great.
So I was actually once a member
I just said 300, but it could be like a couple of thousand too, and whatever. It's just the harder, the smaller streamer you are, the harder it is for you to just quickly move to another country and shit.
Yeah, by me it happened.
I have Cloud9 backing me up.
So yeah,
if I need like a visa or something, probably.
Topics happening in my hometown, and yeah, there was a possibility to discuss the problem or do something. And yeah, this is why I get involved into politics.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So the most important thing I want to ask, and Twitch chat probably agrees, is as a Pirate Party member, do you?
Yeah, I don't know how hard it would be for him to get a visa in the States.
Of course I do. Yeah, I mean,
but it's possible.
I think there are kind of, there's also like this church of copimism, which is basically copying as a holy act. I think that's kind of nice.
Okay,
so this time, who's the green one again?
Yes.
So, but you're third overall, Timo.
Yes, it was the first time I lost.
I'm fourth. We have Donkey Kong leading, so Paula.
So how much did you practice?
I'm not even very good at this game.
I've played once or twice, you know. Like,
This is disrespectful saying that as the
I
first.
don't mean it disrespectful, but literally there's I do presenting, right? One of the games I do, my favorite esport, CSGO, I'm heavily involved in. There's a guy that is unnaturally good at Mario Kart. His name's Moses. He's one of the commentators. He is like, I can't understand. He'll be at the back and somehow work his way to the front. He's always there.
That's pretty interesting.
Destroying everybody. Moses, if you're watching, I love you, but I hate you.
It's gaming magic. So one question from the chat, really important, is, as you said, how can people contact you, like Twitter, and you said this Parliament MEP side, how can they get in touch with you if they actually still have more questions after the stream, if they want to get involved in the whole thing even more?
Basically on all platforms. No, but for me, it's YouTube, for example. I have my own YouTube channel. And
how's it called?
It's Woelken, W-O-E-L-K-E-N, quite simple. And since yesterday, also a Twitch channel, but but yeah, I think the best way would be to use Twitter.
Yeah, for me, Twitter as well. I'm Senfficon, so S-E-N-F-I-C-O-N.
I think the moderators could probably put some links in the chat for that, so we instantly have that going on too.
And every time I say that, somebody is like, oh, that's how it's pronounced.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
And I'm going to tell you one secret, like all the MEPs' phone numbers, like from the parliament, they are on the internet, so on pledge2019.eu, so you can actually call us, and you might not get us on the phone directly, but maybe one of our assistants.
And it's pretty much not like that you're just sitting on your phone and constantly checking your Twitter. No, you actually have a team that helps you to pretty much get all the information together, so you have those questions, you can answer them, you have the time in between of your daily business to actually help the people as good as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, you can also call the people who are not already against Article 13 and try to convince them.
Gottphonic, Onyxta, Sen07, Anfenchis, Magusep, Jesus Ponis, Danny Boy, and Auxelli. Thank you.
For Article 13.
Welcome back.
That doesn't mean call them.
King Fjord on 349 says, I'm really tired of this streamer giving his opinion on such important issues. Please read a book to educate yourself. All you are is a computer video gamer. I'm not sure if you're talking about me or the stream, but regardless of how much any streamer knows, they can push more people to vote than any individual being fully read up on or whatever.
You have disagreements with the way that they're choosing to do things, and they're going to think, oh man, I might be losing a voter here, right?
Yeah.
And so you want to like engage this rationally and logically. Yeah, you don't want to be doing anything silly like ringing people up and trolling them and
right, yeah,
like the right way
to do, but
the epic troll face.
I mean, somebody who knows that you're never going to vote for them is probably not going to listen to you. But if you're basically like, well, I think your party is pretty good, but
why
on this
exactly
I
are
really
we watch this cringe fiesta?
They might listen.
77, 777, 77, 777, 77, 777,
I don't know, just the fate of my life in the hands of Europors, pretty much. Okay, shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Support the Conservatives. This is still like a topic that applies to all people, right? This is a thing that's on the internet, and your political bias shouldn't really affect your decision here too much. Like, look, if you're watching this stuff online or you're creating this stuff, this is going to affect you regardless of what you think of Brexit or not. And so I think that's why it's very important for people to get involved regardless of what they believe in the wider sense of politics, whether it's European or in their home country. Would you agree?
Totally. I mean, there are supporters and opponents of Article 13 in pretty much all the political parties, and so it's not a typical kind of partisan left or right ideological issue, but it's really, have you grown up with the internet, or are you in touch with how people use it? Then you're probably going to understand and vote against.
Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
We also heard just that we're a couple of thousand away from actually reaching the 4.9 million, actually breaking the 4.9 million on the change.org petition.
Guys, get into it.
If you have friends, if you're yourself and you haven't done it yet, it actually helps our party members that represent us in the MEP, in the European Parliament. It helps everyone to hopefully get some voices out there against Article 13. To make more people aware, and that's the most important thing right now, awareness for different party members, for everyone out there, for even me, myself, and I, Paula, and the other creators that have slept so far, because I can tell you there are a lot of creators that so far just like, yeah, I don't care, no politics on my channel. Yeah. But if you don't have a channel anymore because of politics, you should rather, you know, get involved to a certain degree at this point and drop just like a little vote on the petition.
Yeah.
Should we get another race going, guys?
Yeah.
You mean the final one, the one that decides it all?
Oh, is this the final one? Okay, we have 20 minutes left. Maybe we should wait for five or so minutes.
Maybe we can see some questions from the audience.
Let's take some more questions, especially directed towards these two, the ones that are most clued up about it, our actual MEPs here.
Sure.
I have the questions in my
I voted.
There's more than I'm going to get them whispered to us. And I'll just redirect them to you directly while we
time to bring in super soldiers.
play another round.
So you're going to be a robot.
I have the little voice in my ear. We have a race going on.
The race.
But we just learned that I
just race more, right?
I'm fine to do
Oh, the final race.
Anyway, so
The epic finale.
Remember in our production meeting as well, we were supposed to pair up in teams.
Can't wait to see who actually wins it all.
I
think they were worried for us.
That passed away a long while ago.
The Pony Zones 3 says some of those people literally vote because they are being told to vote no. Not because they read up on it or anything.
I like these kind of solid
Many politicians have been confronted already, and it shows that they have no
board
clue what
games.
Article 13 actually
I've
meant.
been playing a lot of cool board games
Yeah, so we gotta
recently.
collect a lot of ignorant people too to vote yes,
Over
right?
Christmas.
Or-
Slightly interesting name for this game, but
It's
it's
like
an
that one
absolutely
does sound-
amazing sort of
Wait, vote no?
psychological, speech-based. Oh, why am I?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, I'm just getting shot here by everyone.
Oh, man, I'm really awkward about.
Either way, we need
I'm not
ignorant
sure if I
people
want to say
from
the
our
name of the game.
fighting on
It's
our
okay.
side.
It's Secret Hitler. if
Whatever.
you've heard of
Yes,
it.
no.
Yeah.
Vote for or
But
against.
It's a really, really good board game. It's about basically fascists versus liberals, and
It's,
Yeah,
it's
play
pretty
off the two
popular
teams.
in Germany.
Have you heard about
like,
it?
Like
It's
on,
really,
on
really
Twitch,
good.
actually on YouTube,
Yeah.
it's being used.
board game,
Yeah,
ladies
it
and
is.
gentlemen. Nothing else, just the game.
Yeah.
Me and my friends have almost fallen out over that game multiple times.
So is it kind of like Junta or something
Apparently,
like
I've
this?
heard it's like a game called Mafia.
Okay, yeah, so very
or werewolf
intrigued.
or something.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all
yeah.
social engineering and like
Right.
discussing things and trying to seem like something you're not. My controller is like.
What are you talking about? Town of
I mean,
Salem?
I played a lot of Werewolf. That's a fun one.
Werewolves.
Well, yes, apparently it's like werewolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate to disturb the tabletop talk.
The most
but
deadliest
there's one
gun in
question that actually Paul and
Uganda.
I also had in the beginning, and that was, how does this all
Secret
affect
Hitler.
also non-EU viewers and
Right.
creators? Because this is pretty much step one now. It could happen in Germany and in the EU and everywhere. So, but how does it affect America?
Well, I mean, I think for a lot of really small platforms, it's actually kind of difficult to break into the market. So for them, the EU is an important market, and it might just not pay off to run a small platform if that market is no longer available to you. So it could be that they just basically block users from the EU so they don't have to comply with the law. And I think that would also be bad.
I would like
for
some
other
numbers,
places, but it
like
might
statistics
also
on
just mean
how
that this is
big
not gonna stay in Europe.
the
So quite
European
often,
audience is on
the
Twitch.
entertainment industry from other countries gets their
I wonder,
great ideas
I know what it is
from
for
the
my
EU
stream, but I would like
discussions,
the
and actually the US
total
copyright office
for
is
all the
currently
streams
doing
they
a
have.
questionnaire where they are like, hey, Europe is discussing this Article 13. Hey, who
80%? 80% are not from EU on
yeah, so
Twitch.
there's a good chance that if
No
Europe passes
way,
this, it will
no
eventually be
way.
used all over the world.
It's less than
So it now
50%.
sounds like, okay,
for
EU
sure.
problem, like, I'm safe call. I'm in America. My American content creator who also has European viewers might not want to care about this, but it's pretty much a platform.
Ah,
issue.
stop it now.
Because if like YouTube has to stop doing EU content too, if it would maybe have to stop Twitch on YouTube.
How is it less than 50%?
The liabilities that the copyright
Because
infringements bring. Then
it
it's
is.
also like in the long run, yeah,
I
when
think.
it works in EU, why wouldn't it work in America?
I'm not talking about other
And it just seeps over
there are
from
other
one
countries
country
watching
to the
Twitch,
other
not
because it
just
seems like a good
Europe and
idea.
NA.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
not
think
between
it's
those. There's a lot of
also
other countries.
Not that realistic that these platforms will necessarily have completely different policies for different countries. So if they mainly operate in the EU, they might just basically put upload filters for the entire world. And
It's too expensive to have different sets.
Okay, so if you already paid, like we talked about it, getting
It's
an upload filter is not
52%.
like, oh, hey, $100 and I
Look
get
at
an
your
upload filter.
stats.
No, it's
Yeah.
more like, yeah, we're broke.
Look
we
at
have
my
an upload filter,
stats.
and then you
My
kind of want to use it.
my biggest
If
audience
you
is from
already have to
NA.
get it, you want to use it.
But if I sum
Yeah,
up all
I think
the
we also have to be
European
aware
countries,
that
of course, it's
basically
going to be
all
way
the
more.
upload filters
But
that
also,
already exist
I have a lot
cover
of
only a tiny amount
European
of copyrighted
viewers
content out there.
because
Like,
I'm a
there are
European
some
streamer
filters for music and
as well
video
in
recordings,
that time zone.
basically. But like these, like copyright content can be anything. It can be a sculpture or a character from a novel, and
Or text, or
you know, like, so with a text, like
But-
let's say a poem, it's not enough that the filter recognizes like the written poem, but somebody reading out the poem in an audio
Time to
file
bring
or
in
somebody
Super
doing
Sojas.
There's no
sign
tool
language
to
and
combine all
putting
EU
that on YouTube. All of
viewers
these
into
things
one
would have to be
percentage on
recognized, and
Twitch
it's not
dashboard.
actually
Pala is
feasible.
making his diss track of
Paul, yeah,
Shakespeare
sure.
again.
This
I
might
lied,
be, like,
LW.
Things like
Calculator.
things like
No, but it doesn't even show all the
imitation,
countries
those
that are
things.
under a certain
Yeah,
percent.
and they're
They can't
I
show
mean,
all the
basically
countries.
The supporters of Article 13 say, well, what are you worried about if you're not breaking the law? You know, then you're fine. Just don't break
But I think
copyright.
it's even
But
worse.
it's like, yeah, parody is perfectly legal in the UK. You are allowed to use that stuff. you know, to make a point, to make fun of somebody.
Parody
and the
is
filter
allowed?
is not going to be able to tell the difference between a parody and a copyright.
Yeah, and so if a supporter of Article 13 tells you you don't have to worry about
Or is
because
parody not
in
allowed?
the article, parody is still allowed.
Like in China?
Yes, they did, but the filter is not
Time to
able to
bring in
recognize it,
super
so
soldiers.
it's in the end useless.
Yeah, it's not a question of what you're allowed to do. I mean, you're allowed to do quite a lot of things, but you will be blocked anyway, and then you can complain. I mean, they say, well, don't worry, there is a complaint mechanism. But imagine that for a live stream. So basically, you do a live stream with a review of a new video game. It's perfectly legal quotation. It gets blocked, and then you can complain, and your live stream will be unblocked 24 hours later.
Yeah, so is that something that we should clarify to the viewers then, is that not only are the purposes that Article 13 it's being made for kind of, from our opinion, wrong, the way it would need it to be enforced technologically we just don't have the ability.
Check this site.
to
It
do
shows the
those things
viewer
accurately.
distribution by
Yeah.
countries.
And so
Smile.
that's probably worth thinking about at home as well.
Yeah, I think some of the politicians, especially the older ones, they kind of
They
think
don't realise
technology is magic.
Or there's one,
you know?
there's a person doing it for every video, right? Or
Like, I don't know, I think they imagine that these are easy technological problems to solve because they're not that familiar with it.
Yeah, and they compared it to cars which drive driverless. So autonomous cars are compared to upload filters, which should recognize parody and
easy. Any small platform operator can build an autonomous car.
So this is why we have these cars already, because it's so easy to have the filters in place.
Right.
But one most important thing we have to state too is that we're actually sitting in the EU Parliament doing a Twitch stream live from here, playing computer games.
Slightly bittersweet for me.
The future is here.
I think you used one of your last chances to do it. So
Yeah, I'm happy I'm here, man. I kind of walked in, felt a bit awkward when I showed you my passport. I was like, oh.
20%?
You're very welcome to stay.
Yes.
Everybody here is going to tell you that. Like, you don't have to leave.
Yeah.
There's only 2 European countries here.
Perfect. So I had another question from the
most being
production,
6.26.
but I need that again. But he's standing.
I don't think the Europe adds up over 50%. I clicked the 248, but I couldn't. It just
this is a really relaxed live stream. We actually
sign up
don't
or
have
something.
a really big minute-to-minute agenda. This
Like,
is
I
just
don't want to
chill.
sign up.
We
I
would
should.
actually, you know, European Parliament, they're not stuck up. They're really nice people.
I don't think it will add up
They
over.
greeted us with
If
a
6
first name,
point
and like,
whatever
I've
is the
voted.
highest and 4.9 is the second highest, and you're gonna get to 50% with the European countries, I don't think it reaches 50.
Because it's the people like that are creating within the law of Article 13 would be affected. So it's what you consume. If you're trying to consume European content,
and the law
that stuff would have to change.
Absolutely. I mean,
a law shouldn't be decisive.
Probably around 30% to 40%, maybe.
On the internet,
yeah, and I mean, it's not going to help because even if you move to another country, you still want to watch the creators you know from back home.
It's not like
they have to all move too.
Right?
Yeah, right.
So we have to move. Like if we move to if every content creator from Germany moves out of the country.
Yeah, but even then, basically copyright law applies to where it can be seen. Like the entire world could block the
Russia
EU
is EU?
on the internet, but that's not.
No,
the
Russia
EU
is not
one,
affected
you know?
by
There are
Article
a lot of
13.
great things in the EU.
So you
They're not
pretty much
EU.
can't escape Article 13. It's not about that. It's about helping the parliament representatives to not make this
Russia
happen.
Let's just
is
vote it down. That's the clean
Europe.
solution.
Should we just remind everybody again? So there's the petition online.
Right.
You can find it on Julia's Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's not
2019.eu where
that's
you
a
can
website.
call your MEP
EU.
and they can promise to vote against. There are the protests. So there's this Save the Internet campaign.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you, I think so on Twitter, the people from the campaign, the Save the Internet petition, they're called @uploadfilter, and they
Russia is Asia.
You know, they
No.
are publishing where
Stop your bullshit.
protests are happening, and we're trying to not
I had
just
this discussion
have it in
before with
Germany.
you guys.
Yeah, so if you do want to get, which we are trying, the whole point of this is to urge you to do that. There are many ways you can get involved in terms of from going from something that takes very little time, just signing a petition, to, yeah, if you'd like to go to a protest. There's so many different ways, depending on how you want to do it, but we would urge you to do one to make sure that this doesn't happen. It was that close, you said 70 votes between them last time, and the next vote's happening in March. Try to convince those people on the fence, those MPs,
You
all the
average
ones
around
that are
18
voting
to
in favour, that
25% of
it's
viewers
the wrong
on.
decision to make.
Time to bring
You'd be
in
helping out all of us
soldiers.
online,
Don't just
and
vote.
yourselves.
Yeah.
EU
The most
average around
important part
18 to
is
25% of
inform
viewers
yourself.
on twitch.tv.
Get involved.
Yes.
So use this.
I would
and
say
if
it's
you are
more,
not confident with the outcome,
for sure,
think
but
twice
not
and
over
get
50.
involved in a party or fund.
Yeah.
I don't know, you
Try
didn't link
to-
me any
to
statistics
start your own
there.
party if you don't fit a party which fits your
Yeah.
needs.
And
But
if
get
you-
involved in the process.
Yeah, and if you want more younger people actually in the European Parliament, I mean, go to the votes, because the European election, the voter turnout is usually pretty low, especially among younger people.
Yeah,
so
man.
if you are eligible to vote, go to the European elections and make sure
Yeah.
you vote for somebody who's against Article 13.
If you're young and eligible to vote, please go and vote.
Yeah.
Learned that historically, all right, guys?
Right, exactly.
Please
exactly.
do that.
What the fuck?
So
Did
where
he just
can the people
did he just
find
do what I
easy
think he
gathered
did?
information just about Article 13, so they actually just really understand the basics, just like a summary of that.
Right.
Do you have a blog?
Yeah, so my blog is juliareda.eu. There you can find a summary page and also kind of an analysis of the latest text. You can also find the actual text of Article 13 there if you really want to get into the details. I think there's a lot of good information
Time
also
to
on
bring in super soldiers.
pledge2019.eu. Kind of, if you want to call an MEP, it tells you a little bit like how you can prepare yourself for the call and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you can find the information in the internet. You have no excuse anymore. They pretty much told you they have Twitters, they have
Time to
phone numbers,
bring
they have
in
phone numbers
super
of
soldiers.
representatives. There are websites with easy. I saw Julia's blog this morning,
to bring
and it's pretty
in
much
super
this is what it
soldiers.
is. This is the consequence. This would be an alternative. It's actually written in a step-by-step program for everyone to understand. Regarding your age, it doesn't matter. You should take 10 minutes at least and read it. I mean, that's a toilet visit.
Yeah, I mean, even
Time to
even
bring
just signing
in
that
super
petition, we've almost had
soldiers.
5 million people do that. You know those websites like the petition sites, they take not even 10 minutes. It's like 2 minutes you type that stuff up. And it would make a big difference. And
Time to bring
again, just to
in
reiterate
super
my own personal
soldiers.
story, this crept up on me. I got asked to do this like a few days ago, like a week ago or something. And I was like, what? This is still a thing? Like, yeah, okay, of course, man, I'd like to help out. And
It's more than
so
ever.
if there's any other information you need, check out all the resources we've tried to put across. And I feel a lot more informed thanks to you guys and Pony Wolf. And being here,
Pony
it's
Wolf.
nice to come down to Parliament, talk about something that it just seems bizarre that we're even discussing it to an extent.
Yeah, and now we'll have to find those protesters that walk by and shake their hands.
Yeah, exactly.
But before that
restarting it.
happens, we have to do one more race.
One final race.
The one
Okay,
race
okay.
that decides it all.
Decides
Alright.
what?
Everything.
I won 4 races in a row. I think that's decided.
No, it's like this is. I'm taking a baby character.
Massacrist on the stream says Twitch
So
don't
I
have
did
anything
heavy
prepared. Their
characters and
preparation
big
is to
cars.
inform people
You
with
have a
the
higher top
stream.
speed there.
I
EU
think
countries
I'm
have 2
pretty
years to
happy
make
with
their own
that.
laws about
Okay.
the Article
Well,
13,
Bowser's
then
very-
Twitch has time.
Your mini
And the only technical possibility to check copyright is upload filter.
You can, and he'll be super
How can
fast,
you
but he
have an
won't
upload
turn as well.
filter
Okay, that
of
doesn't sound
live
good.
stuff?
I mean,
Yeah, leave it out then.
yeah.
Leave it out.
Do you
thought all
do
of
you have
this
to have a
was just
5-minute
flavor
delay or something? I'm not sure exactly how you would do that, but I was talking about it earlier, and I said as well that every EU country has 2 years to adjust to the article.
Good luck
But-
with the EU guys. Love from
the
Great Britain, Pat.
Let's say that
Yeah.
There we go, guys.
let's say that Germany decides to do it instantly, right after it passes, like in a couple of months.
He's gonna leave.
And Sweden decides to do it after 2 years because, you know, they voted against it, so they're gonna stall like fucking Stalingrad over there. How will what I really wanted to know is how Twitch will go about
Building chases me out.
blocking shit. Like, will they know that if I stream, for example, let's say I wasn't in Spain, let's say I would stream from Germany,
How did you end
would
up
my
playing
shit get
Baldur's
blocked?
Gate?
Will they block
I don't know,
everyone?
It's just my favorite game as
Like,
a
even if
kid.
I'm in Sweden? Like, how will they know?
I even tried to
all
build
those
a mod
things?
once. I guess
Uh,
that's illegal.
That's more than
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I like that.
They will
I
just
didn't get very
they will
far,
block
like, I tried to
as
build
soon as the
an
first
NPC
country
version.
adjusts.
How most, like,
Everyone will have to adjust
programming
after it
things actually
on
goes.
Twitch.
Like, oh, this is
Exactly.
really interesting. I
I don't know
wanna build
these
this, and it's
things.
like, oh my god, this is really complicated. I don't have the time or interest to actually read
What
into
about
it.
VPN?
Yeah, but I think this is like a part of
That
of
I
the
would like to know
entertainment
too.
world that older people don't
I mean-
necessarily know about. That nowadays you're not just consuming, but you're building your own stuff, and
Yeah.
this is kind of
What if I'm in the States without being a resident? What if I'm just, you know, chilling on vacation?
Right.
Can I
So
stream
this is
as
how
a
you
European
learn,
streamer?
Like, this is how you become a programmer.
How will
or
they
an
know?
Artist, you know, and I think it would be terrible if you can't do that.
Is that another thing? Because of course a massive community online across all.
What
different
about the
games,
viewers?
modern
Will they get
community, would that
blocked?
be up for debate if it was allowed or not? If something like
If they're from
Article
Europe.
went through?
Yeah, I mean, if it is on a commercial
I
online
know
platform
that
you're
Twitch
doing it, then,
probably doesn't have it
would
all
be affected. I mean, the question is always, of
figured
course,
out
like,
themselves.
I mean, this is about
They probably have a
profit-
plan if
like
this
profit-making
passes of what they will
platforms where
do.
users can upload copyrighted
Okay.
And I don't think they want to
And of
share it
course, yeah, I mean,
until
gaming mods
they
are
know for sure
copyrighted,
what they
and
want to
most of
do.
those platforms like Steam and whatever, they're
Because it can
for-profit.
cause
So I don't
an
see why it wouldn't
uproar.
affect that.
Let's say that
Wow,
they
I'm
say
really
like,
destroyed.
oh, we're gonna block every single one of you motherfuckers, and then people are fucking scared, and then I don't know, the vote doesn't come through, and you know there is no Article 13, and it was all they got a lot of shit for nothing.
So I'm gonna take this.
So I think they're gonna wait, but I think they do have a plan,
That's my
and I would just like to have
so we're good.
some kind of idea of what they would do.
It's because you picked
Because let's say that a lot of streamers
Oh,
would have to move in order to continue streaming. That's something you kind of need a heads up on, right? That's something that streamers would like a heads up on.
That I was third before.
I just want to throw that out there. I have
Ask
been
staff.
fourth and
No one will
fourth,
tell me
so I
anything.
actually got worse
They're not gonna tell me
than I
shit.
was before.
They can't risk me telling everyone
We're
else.
doing it for the good
Oh,
cause,
no.
so it's fine. And
Yeah.
They don't
tell
have
me
the
that myself.
authorization.
Oh no, no!
Right, we're all winners.
I already asked chat, and they're like,
It's a clean sheet, guys.
Can't say right now.
The internet, please.
can't say right now.
Everything is
Yeah.
I was hoping that was like 2
stays
months ago
there.
though.
One really question was to have it. How does upload filters affect live content?
Well, it doesn't make a difference, basically. I mean, it's much harder to prevent copyright infringement from happening if it's live. I mean, let's say you're streaming from a protest, like some of the Twitch creators were doing that from the Cologne protest, and let's say somebody walks by with a boombox that's playing copyrighted music. I mean, obviously, there's no way
boombox.
of knowing that's going to happen beforehand. So anyone who allows live streaming takes a huge risk as a company. So I
Boomer
expect
box.
that most of these kind of video platforms would just not allow live streams anymore because the risk is too high and they don't know what they're going to get. And also,
Yeah.
I think any hope of basically complaining if something got unfairly deleted is useless in the case of a live stream, because by the time it's resolved, it's too late.
That means technically, me as a broadcaster, I would have to write an application to Twitch again and ask like, hey, I'm a nice guy. I sit in an empty room. I've never played copyrighted music. Would you allow me to live stream? I pretty much have to prove that
Yeah.
I'm safe for
And
work.
then they have to hope that you're
They
not
don't
gonna
care.
start
It's not gonna be
singing.
worth the risk.
Yes.
They can't take that application
I'm
from
not
every
sure
single one
whether
and
live streaming is
assume
in
they
the
will
scope
follow
of
that
this,
Yeah,
right?
every
yeah,
day
so
This is a
for
kind
the rest
of
of their
gray
streaming
zone,
career.
of course. You
It
can
says
say-
like storing.
They're just gonna
So the
say
question
no
is, does
and
the
leave.
caching, like, I mean, also for a live stream, you have to store it for at least a short time.
Yes.
So does that count as storing? We
yeah,
don't know.
there's
like-
uncertainty on this. Yeah.
And it doesn't really help us to know we're doing gray zone stuff because
Yeah.
No, it does not. But I just wanted to
Yeah.
point out that the main focus is the storing you give access to. So, and of course, there is this uncertainty. What does storing really mean?
Yeah.
So we just want to inform objectively. Yeah. So this is.
So to
Right.
wrap the whole thing up, do something. The links are in chat. Everything is there. I want to thank Timo and Julia really for having time in the
thanks
parliament
for-
today from their busy schedule to actually hang out here with Paul and me, play some Mario Kart.
I'd just like to give a big shout out to our
I'm
live
disappointed.
studio audience that we've had here.
Yeah, there.
And then I'm disappointed we didn't get an Twitch representative like staff-wise
Super Sogas.
on the panel.
And thanks also to the viewers
I was hoping
out
for
there
that.
really listening to us. Do something.
Instead, I got little Mario Kart.
If you have questions
Nice.
to Timo and Julia, they have their blogs, they have their Twitter. The links are in the chat. The links are everywhere. So get it.
I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. What was it? 3 weeks or something? Or a month?